Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, this Wednesday's 3D Blu-ray review is going to be about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I'm sorry, it's not going to be about Sammy 2. We haven't got around to watching that, and sorry about the lighting. Me and my partner have a really bad headache, so we don't want too much light coming in and hurting our heads. So sorry it's not as bright as most videos, but it's a dark and mysterious movie, so kind of fits into the setting of the review. So I'm just going to do a quick 2 seconds on the cast, just the main cast, not the entire cast, and 5 minutes of the story, and then 5 minutes based on the 3D. So we've got Eddie Redmayne playing Newt Scamander. We've got Catherine Waterston playing Tina. We've got Dan Fogler playing Kowalski. And we've got Colin Farrell playing Graves. So let's just get into the movie a bit. So it's set in 1926 New York. Eddie Redmayne, or Newt Scamander, is basically on his way to New York with a secret intention, but is carrying this big leather suitcase, and he gets stopped by customs, and as you can tell, Fantastic Beasts Where to Find Them, you've seen the trailers and whatnot, he's got all these special creatures in his suitcase. But when he reaches the customs department after getting off the boat in New York, they ask to check his suitcase, and he's got this special latch, which changes from his special suitcase to this muggle kind of, like, it just shows like socks and ties and shirts. So it tricks them into thinking he's just a normal, traveller. But he ends up getting himself into a difficult situation when he accidentally walks past these people known as the Second Sailormers. Now, the Second Sailormers are basically people who are rising up against witchcraft and whatever, and saying that magic exists, and causing a lot of havoc. And one of his creatures, known as a Niffler, gets loose. And a Niffler enjoys shiny things. So it's basically like a magical magpie that's not a magpie. It's more of an anteater looking creature, or a platypus looking thing. It's more like a platypus, I think. It's one of those, I think. I have no idea. It's just a weird creature that likes shiny things. Gets loose. And his suitcase ends up tripping over this guy called Kowalski, who's just a typical New Yorker who just wants to get a loan from a bank to open up a bakery. Newt sees this Niffler run into the bank, so Newt goes in after him and ends up sitting next to that Kowalski. And as Newt sees the Niffler running around the bank, he gets up to go after him, and he leaves this egg on the bench next to Kowalski. So Kowalski puts it in his pocket and then gets called into a meeting to ask the bank about a loan. I'm not going to say what happens, just skip a bit forward. Kowalski's out at the meeting. He sees Newt still going after Niffler and says, "Look, mate, your egg's hatching, So Newt uses his wand and pulls him over and then teleports him to outside. Or teleports him to on this little staircase underneath the bank and watches the egg hatch. Then sees or hears something from his Niffler, so he goes downstairs with this Kowalski and sees his Niffler sliding into the vault doors of the bank. Now, all while Newt Scamander's been walking around chasing this Niffler, there's been a woman who has been following him, who we'd say is Tina. So she's basically working for the New York version of the Ministry, like that they have in London for the Hogwarts. So she's following him to see what's going on. And after Newt Scamander takes Kowalski out of the bank by teleporting him again, he tries to obliterate his memory so that Kowalski never finds out. But Kowalski picks up his suitcase and hits him over the head of it and runs off. Tina then shows her badge and says, "Look, you let a creature run loose and you forgot to obliterate a muggle. You're coming with me to the station. To the magical station." Let's just say they both were carrying similar suitcases. And I'm gonna end it there. I think that's the best I can give without at least giving any more away. So at this current moment in time, from what I've explained, is two similar suitcases. Newt bent down to get his wand to obliterate the mind of Kowalski. Kowalski picks up a suitcase and hits him over the head of it, and then runs off. And it just everything takes place from that point on. So that's all I can give you about the movie. I don't want to give too much. I'm sorry if my description of this movie is crap as hell. Like I said, not well. Just we're both very tired and just a lot of stuff's going on. But I need to get this video up for you tomorrow. So let's talk about the 3D. Okay, so it's just widescreen, which isn't bad in this case. The 3D, it definitely has a lot more in-depth scenes, but I guess the pop-out scenes when they come along are quite fantastic. As it says in the title of the movie, it was a fantastic 3D Blu-ray. But it's just the fact that the 3D was it had more in-depth. So usually I'd enjoy a movie that has 50-50. I like it when it's both equal because it's like you get the experience of both 3D moments in one movie. But I can appreciate this because it didn't have that many pop-out moments. And in fairness, Fantastic Beasts, if you've seen the film, it has a lot of amazing looking scenery scenes in it. There's a lot of really in-depth shots that you really want to enjoy and feel like you're sitting in the room while you're there. So I can appreciate the in-depth 3D a little bit more. But the pop-out 3D scenes, when they were there, they did exist. They were amazing. They were worth watching. So for 3D collectors, if you haven't got this, do I think the 3D version of this movie is worth purchasing? I'd say yes. I'd say if you've wanted a 3D Harry Potter to be if you wanted any 3D Harry Potter to ever exist, and not including the two that do exist that are terrible, if you wanted to see any kind of Harry Potter movie in a great 3D platform, this is the closest you're going to get, and it was really good. So if you enjoy magical wands and Fantastic Beasts, then yeah, I'd say the 3D Blu-ray is definitely worth purchasing. The movie itself, I wasn't that invested in the movie to begin with. Just because, I don't know, it felt too late to the Harry Potter franchise. Like, Harry Potter has been finished for years now. So it felt extremely late trying to bring a prequel story along and trying to... it was the same with The Hobbit. It's just too late. But after watching it for the second time, and also for watching it in 3D, I have appreciated the characters a little bit more. I have appreciated the story a little bit more, and I've also appreciated the movie as a whole a little bit more. So if anyone wanted to know about a week ago, my review rating would have been at least a D, because I don't think I would have been able to I didn't think I'd ever be able to watch it again, but I had to watch it in 3D to see what it was like. I'm now movie-wise, I think it's just going to get a B, because it is a good movie. I can see myself watching it at least twice a month or so, if give or take. But I do think that even though the standard movie gets a B, the 3D gets an A, because the 3D makes the movie a little bit more enjoyable, because you get to actually really appreciate each scene for the way that it should have been shot in the first place. So you do appreciate the movie more, because you get all the great, like I said, you get all the great 3D scenery scenes in depth, and you get some really nice little enjoyable pop-out moments. So you do get to enjoy the movie in 3D no matter which 3D it is, whether it is in depth or pop-out, you still get to enjoy it for each. And I don't know, just this time watching it round, it felt like a better movie than when I'd first watched it. So yeah, it gets the A rating for me. So that is it. That is the end of this video. I'm sorry it wasn't Sammy 2. Sammy 2 3D review will come up, I'm hoping, next Wednesday. If for some reason it won't, I'll let you guys know on the live stream on Saturday. That's another thing I want to ask you guys. Do you think the live streams on the Saturday or the Friday night to Saturday morning, do you think I should keep the time where it is, or do you think I should start them an hour early? Because there are people, the people in the US, you guys are like behind a bit, so it's still like afternoon for yous, whereas it's like really late at night for us. I've got a friend at the moment who's in France. He's an hour I think he's an hour in front of us. So it'll be like 12 o'clock here, but it'll be 1 a.m. there. Plus, friends in Australia, it's like 10 in the morning for him when he joins. So I'm trying to think, would you guys feel happier if I started the live streams an hour earlier than I start them? So usually it's at 20 to 12 I start the stream here. So if I start it at 20 to 11 and then the stream ends at 12, would that be better for everybody? Just let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, like I said, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video and previous videos, strike the like for future videos. And if you're new to my channel and only seen a couple of my videos, click that subscribe button. I'd surely appreciate it. Show your support, we all do. Anyway, that is it, and I'll see you next time.